Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. Thank you for tuning again. And once again, we have a live show coming straight to you, an exciting live show at that. And I'm explaining why I'm letting my beard grow because Carolina won. We weren't expected to win, but we went and we smashed Tom Brady and company. So I feel that it's because I had the hair on my face. So I'm gonna keep the beard so we can keep the winning streak alive. Now, I, I was torn because I didn't know I wanted us to lose to get the number one draft pick, but I didn't want I can never want us to lose. So I, I had mixed emotions, but we'll get into all that. Thank you for tuning again once again, and let me introduce my co-host, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, but what is all that nonsense you're talking about? Oh my goodness!
What's nonsense?
Oh my, Tampa Bay, where are you? Please, what happened last?
They were on the field.
Were they?
Give credit to where credit's due.
I think the only
Mr. Walker did it exceptional for that game. He did exceptional.
I think the only exciting part about that game was Mike Evans. Were you signing an autograph or were you getting a golf tip to the referees? That's about the only thing that game was worth. After the game, you heard the story where Mike Evans supposedly was giving the referees a autograph, but then he comes out and said, no, it was no big deal. We just were friends talking about a golf tip.
Why are you trying to overshadow Carolina beating Tampa Bay?
Because that game was garbage. And
garbage. It was exciting, full of packed of exciting plays. What are you talking about?
Nearing the half point of the season, we've had this kind of a mediocre season. We got mediocre coaching, mediocre teams. Only about one or two teams are really standing out as being a solid Super Bowl contender.
I'll give you the mediocrity of everything. Coaches playing the game like it's Madden and doing stupid things. What NFL are we in, Steve?
When has to come a time when 4 minutes left in the game and you're winning 16-10 and you're in field goal range? Are you going to go for it? A field goal will give you a two possession game.
Right. You must be talking about the Dolphins.
I mean,
you must be talking about the Dolphins.
Listen, Tom Landry's, the George Hollis's, the Paul Browns, they got to be rolling over in their grades multiple times for what they're seeing with coaching today.
And they can't blame it on analytics. They can't blame it on that at all.
No, at all. I mean, it's just, I don't know what coaching is going on. I mean, it's like week after week, it's just bad play calls after bad play calls, questionable decisions. I mean, people are making bets on these games. You got to understand, point spreads mean something. We got fantasy things going on.
Thank you, Steve.
We just can't be out here just doing any old thing like it's like the thing to do. I mean, you got Belichick starting Mac Jones, all these Mac Jones people.
Mac Jones.
He goes 3 possessions and Belichick just pulls them. Do you know how many people who have Mac Jones on their fantasy team, their hearts just went, woo.
But I will say this, Steve, in Belichick's defense, he has came out on paper saying, I do not like fantasy football. I do not care about fantasy football. So to all you who pick New England players while Belichick is the coach, he does things like that. And I've learned my lesson over the years. My teams do not have one New England player. You know what? I might even go with the exception of the kicker because Belichick has – I've seen weeks where a running back will come and get 3 touchdowns on the Belichick team, and he won't see the ball next week.
Yeah, I've seen that before too. I've experienced that before as a fantasy player.
I'm just putting that out there for all the fantasy people there.
Yeah.
But Steve, we need to get into this news, man.
Let's get into the news. We got a lot going on in the news today. We got trades. We got benchings. We got quarterbacks coming back. Let's start with the trades first.
What before you go to trade, the Cowboys are going to be without Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, what happened there?
Oh my goodness, his knee. He's not expected to play week 8, but I guess they're going to say it's a game time decision. But has he been playing anyway?
Well, I've learned my lesson on Ezekiel Elliott. So if you put him on your fantasy team, that's your call. But I will not touching him. So yeah, I didn't hear about that. But since you did bring up the Cowboys, we did have a Dak Prescott sighting last week.
He did pretty decent.
He did pretty decent. They won the game. So I mean, I guess now quarterback controversy is over, and we'll see where the Cowboys go from here. I mean, I guess I don't know if you call it a surprise 6-1. I guess you would say they're kind of a surprise, their records, even though people did pick them to win the division.
I think the next time they play Philly, they might take that game. I feel like they're getting their swagger back.
I gotta wait and see. Too many times I've seen the Cowboys get off to good starts, and then come December.
Yeah. Well, in other news, Steeler fans, guess what? TJ Watt is coming back off injured reserve.
Yeah, that's a big news for them. I guess they still got to figure out this quarterback situation. I know they've given it to the rookie, but so far it hasn't looked too pretty. And so I don't know what the future holds for them.
Yeah, but before you get into the real news, I feel it's still controversy over there with the quarterback in New England. Belichick is going to put Mac Jones back in again.
Yeah, what's going on there? Like I said, I'm not sure. I mean, is he trying to kill Zappe's confidence? Is it something personal towards the guy?
Zappe's the one that got the 14 points for them, right?
Yeah, and now you're gonna sit here and bench him again. I mean, I'm not sure what Belichick's trying to do, but like I said, at this point, Brady's looking awfully good as far as his contributions to the Patriots over Belichick.
And more news, the Bears are sending Robert Quinn to the Eagles for a 4th-round draft pick.
Yeah, I don't understand this move. I mean, the Bears are a team that people going into the season thought might be one of the worst teams in the league. They've actually been a pretty solid. Let's say solid. I mean, not great.
Steve,
solid.
You're talking about the Bears of this week, not the Bears of the following week.
Well, like once again, in this mediocre NFL, 3 and 4 got you in playoff position. And so they're just as good as anybody else in that division, other than the Vikings, who I did tell you was going to win that division. I did say that, by the way.
I did too.
Okay.
I did too.
So yeah. So other than that, I mean, the Bears are in a wild card position. So why are you making this trade, which is pretty much a dump off for a 4th-round pick? You pretty much giving it away. Why would you do that at this time? And you heard Roquan Smith, their other star defensive player, was in tears in the press conference, not understanding why are they letting this guy go. And I don't blame him. I mean, this is going to cut into his ability to pass rush, losing Quinn on the other side. So I don't know.
I'm going to tell anybody that plays for the Bears, go look at the history of the Bears and see the questionable things that they do with their players.
Well, I have one word to say. Is this a tank job? Are they tanking?
See, you know what? You know what? We're supposed to be talking about the news, but I'm glad you brought up tanking. I'm glad you brought up tanking because people expected Carolina to tank.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as tanking unless a team is going to put all the starters that have for sure pay in the game and tell them to tank.
Well, let's see what they do this week. I'm not sold on the Panthers yet as far as not tanking. Well, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell you like this: there's players on the team that don't have big contracts like other people, so they have to audition every week to make sure that when they come into contract talks, their money, their value goes up. Well, so there's no tanking. Even for the coach, Steve, he's not going to try to tank.
But
this is an audition for him a job.
I don't think in the history of any sport, a player is going to tank a season for a team. So players are going to play hard no matter what because they're players. That's what they do. So exactly. it's never on the level of a player's coach. Now, head coach, unless the head coach has an understanding with the organization, he's not going to tank because his job's on the line, and he knows that winning and losing is going to matter towards him keeping his job.
Exactly.
The tanking takes place in the upper organization. going back to the Bears again, why are you trading Robert Quinn at this time of the year for a throwaway pick? A 4th-round pick is
fourth round pick is still a pick.
It's not.
It's when you get to the 5th and 6th round that you call
okay,
throwaway.
But this is an established. If the Panthers are going to get 4 draft picks for McCaffrey,
bang, bang.
You're going to tell me that Robert Quinn is only worth a 4th-round pick? So Robert Quinn's worth to the Bears is that much less than what McCaffrey is to the Panthers? No way.
I'm gonna tell you, Carolina business ethics have been in question with me for a long time, but they didn't want to hear me talk about Carolina. But when you talk about business, bad decisions from the top office trickles down to everybody, and then the people get left holding the bags, like the coach and certain players. That's why that person was crying.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I feel pain too for him. He's trying the best he can to be the best player he can be, and now he's feeling like you guys are taking something away from me that's going to hurt me from being the best player I can be. So I understand his pain. And speaking of pain, James Robinson, those who don't know him, running back for the now New York Jets, was traded this week from Jacksonville. Another questionable move. I mean, given you just saw what happened to the Jets running back, Jacksonville now having a pretty solid season, why would you trade away a guy who can help you in case your running back goes down? Then you're left if Eddie in.
What was the compensation for it?
Like a 6th-round pick, like a lower pick. It was nothing worth what James Robinson would value for his team. It's just I don't understand what these teams are doing.
These coaches need to go back to the school. They need to go back to the school.
So and he went out the door bad mouthing the coach. As probably he should, because I mean, in his mind, he got to figure out, why are you guys dumping me now? I've been your running back for the last 4 or 5 years. So I don't know. I mean, the only thing I say, I hope the second half of the season has been better than the first, because this first half of the season, I've never seen the quality of play this low.
All I can say is, like I said in the beginning, before we even started, when we're doing the preliminary shows, before the show even really kicked off, we all know the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl this year, right?
Well,
the handwriting's kind of on the wall as long as they stay healthy.
Well, let's see about this game this week, because this is a trap game. And I want to speak about this. This is a trap week. Because there's a lot of trap games this week. And when we get to the picks, I'm going to talk about it. But
let's get into this news, Steve. Go ahead and kick off your news.
So going on with the moves, like I mentioned about Tua came back this week. Also, Dak came back. Both had wins. Now we have 2 new quarterback controversies. First one is in Indianapolis, where Matt Ryan is a healthy, sent to the bench. They came up with some kind of mysterious injury. They're trying to use it as an excuse. But Matt Ryan came out and said, I could play. I've been benched. I've been sent for Sam Erlinger, who's supposed to be starting now for the rest of the season. So that's an interesting move, that they traded Carson Wentz, badmouthed him out the door, went to get Matt Ryan, and now 5 weeks into the season, you bench him. So what is going on in the Colts? I don't know. And then the other one you talked about, we have Mac Jones, which you mentioned earlier, also being the Patriots fan favorite. So we don't know where that's going to go. But then 2 quarterbacks who have been a huge disappointment this year, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, are both in the news still. Aaron Rodgers, again, throwing his teammates under the bus. Coach LaFleur, who has no other choice in the matter, comes out and says, well, the truth hurts. Well, if you're saying that, Coach LaFleur, you've now lost the locker room. How are players going to respect you when you're going to go out and disrespect them like that? So let's see how the Packers react. They had a huge game this week against the Bills. Let's see how they come out and play, because now everything's on the table.
They can play their hardest. You call this a trap game, I call this a joke game.
Well, it's a game where men have to prove their heart, because now your coach is disrespecting you, your quarterback's disrespecting you.
Frankly, it's got me scared on starting Lazard, because sometimes when things like this happen, players don't play up to par, and they've already been playing under the radar and unseen and making mistakes. That not having faith in your players, crazy. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Juan Carlos. He's watching us on Facebook.
Juan Carlos,
what's going on? And what's up, LeRon? I see you out there. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're just two guys who have a lot of opinions, and we're not afraid to tell them. So let's go.
And we say what we want to say. We're not governed by.
I'll tell you
anybody. We're going to tell you how TI is.
Yeah, I'll tell you so much, man. NFL. Oh, speaking of garbage, the NBA season started this week.
Yes, sir.
The Lakers are
0-3, right?
Woo. They're calling them the worst shooting team in the history of the NBA. They said this team may go down as having one of the worst shooting teams. I don't know why Russell Westbrook is still being punished by the organization when they know this man needs to go. Is beyond me.
He has a bad attitude.
But he always had a bad attitude.
He has a funk about him.
Has this ending changed? He had a bad attitude when he was league MVP. I mean,
tell it.
That's been his way since the beginning in the league. But why would you punish this man? Man, somebody could use him. He could go. He doesn't care about winning, so just let him go to an organization where he could be the man.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and my wife said it best. Golden State will win again this season.
Yeah, it looks looking pretty good. There are a couple of contenders though. Don't lock it in yet, because number one, they got to stay healthy, and number two, there's a couple of teams that are hungry. There's some young guns up there who are hungry, but right now they're the most complete team, and they at full strength they're the favorite.
I'm leaning toward what my wife said.
All right,
Golden State back to back.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's wait and see. We're going to spend a little more time throughout the season, but season started last week, and like I said, there's some questions, a lot of questions going on.
What's going on in baseball, Steve?
Baseball, we got the World Series. We got the Phillies versus the Astros. This is right now considered to be probably the biggest blowout as far as two teams. You know, Astros are a huge favorite to go all the way this year. People were hoping it was going to be the Astros and the Yankees. I mean, sorry, the Astros and the Dodgers was supposed to be the World Series that everybody wanted to see.
Well, everybody wanted to see the Dodgers.
Yes.
But the Dodgers lost to a team they should have blew out, right?
They should have blew them out. So I don't know where the Dodgers are going to go. They got a lot of question marks going into next season. So does the Yankees, who also not sure why the coach still has his job. Aaron Boone, I think it's going to be hard to bring him back after just totally collapsing against the Astros. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah,
who you picking to win?
Well, got to be the Astros. I mean, Phillies are like the team that the people want to like get excited about, and the great. You know, we all love the underdog. So that's the team people want to see win. But I think the Astros just have too much.
Two stack.
Yes.
Hey, it is what it is.
Let's talk about some picks.
Well, before we talk about some picks, let's get into some announcements.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, people. Thank you for all the people who signed up. And for people who haven't signed up, it's still not late. It's still not too late. You can sign up for our contest. You can sign up for our contest this week. You can go ahead and put your picks in. We're going to do 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Whoever can beat me and Steve in 2 weeks, we're going to give out 2 $50 gift cards.
Sounds good.
We need 2 people to beat us, but you got to beat us. We're only going to count these 2 weeks. We're going to count the this week and next week. Whoever has the most wins those cards.
Well, we're back to having some winning weeks for the first time in about 3 or 4 weeks. Finally, I got a winning week. 9 and 6, 9 and 5. I think I went this week. Now, somebody next to me.
I'll laugh at that 9 and 5.
Tell him the game you got wrong. Which game did you get wrong last week? Which pick did you make that was wrong?
Oh, man. And I picked the Commanders to lose.
Now, did I not tell you guys? I promise you guys, I said the Commanders would win that game. I made it a clear lock. I said, giving away Commander fans We want Rivera fired. We want Daniel Snyder out as owner. They're going to start winning now because that's just the way the Commanders are. When we want them to lose, they win. And we want them to win, they lose. So take the Commanders this week to win again against the Colts.
All I'm going to say is, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I had an amazing week. And Shant, you're doing pretty good, sir. He's over us right now.
Yeah, he's been holding on. I've been waiting for him to fall, but
I'm not waiting for nobody to fall. I'm on both of y'all. I'm on y'all.
Well,
you know, with me, I had two bad picks because the Patriots gave me an upset too on Monday night. But I'm not worried about that because I had the top dog. I was top dog this week, and I'm only out from you 1 game and him 2 games. I'm looking to take. I'm switching gears. I'm looking to take this over.
Well, this is the time of year now where separate the men from the boys because
there you have it.
Now you got games that really matter, and so we're gonna see if you can keep it up.
Hey, I got this under control now. But what I wanted to tell you guys, you can get in now, sign up, subscribe to the channel.
Yes, they have to tomorrow. 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes,
to get your picks in.
Here, let me put the link up for you. I'll go ahead and throw this link up. That's the link right there. You can get in. You can be a new person. Sign up. Once you sign up, go subscribe. Your subscription to our channel authenticates you being able to win the gift cards.
That sounds good.
Sign up to Office Football Pool. It's there for you. We're gonna go 2 weeks. Person with the most wins takes it all. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna have to beat Steve because Steve makes questionable calls.
He's been saying that since beginning of the season and hasn't happened yet. But
Steve, the beginning of the season, I will admit, you gotta gauge the teams. You gotta see what's going on, who really wants it and who doesn't want it. And this has been a crazy season because we've seen teams that go in there that should get their blocks knocked off, and they go in there swinging and knock blocks off.
I mean, the Patriots losing to the Bears at home like that, who would have ever predicted that? I mean, that's just one of those that just makes no sense at all. But I mean, it's been that type of year.
But that's it for the announcements, and I will put the link back up down there. You see it. I'll put the link back up before the show is over. But Steve wanted to get into these picks. Let's do these picks of the week.
Are we gonna open lines this week?
The what? No. We're not gonna open the lines, and that's not my fault. I'll have to blame. Well, I won't put their name out there. I'll say a popular service carrier for not having our line ready.
I tell you,
it's hard to find good.
It's hard to find good help these days. Yeah. I've been saying that. So we will have you guys calling at some point this season. We will have you guys to call it because I would love to hear what you guys have to say.
The service guy will be out this week and he will hook us up. So hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What game did you want to talk about last week before we get into those picks? What was a good game? I want to say that Dolphin game. We got to go over that Dolphin game.
Well, like I already mentioned about the Dolphin game, all I know about is that they were 7-point favorites. They were up by 6, less than 4 minutes in the game, and the coach in a position to kick a field goal on
it was third quarter, and instead of kicking the field goal, and putting them up by two scores,
right?
This guy chose to go for it on a third down when he's had 4th and 1s. He didn't go for it, but he chose to go for it on 4th and 3.
Makes no sense at all. And even in the fourth quarter, they had chances to score, but they didn't even put any effort to score.
Had me wanting to go one of those conspiracy theorists. Yeah. It's fixed because that made no sense.
Makes no sense at all. I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if there is some behind the scenes action going.
Hey, that right there gives those conspiracy theorists all the fuel and the fire that they need, because when something doesn't settle right or sit right, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
So, yep. So that's it. I mean, the rest of the games pretty much went as we expected, given how we picked. There were no other major upsets.
But I wanted to say to you 49er fans, and I had to say to Steve, I don't know if you feel the same way, The 49ers is one of the most dangerous teams right now out there if the coaching can get it together on offense. They have the best elite running game there is in the NFL right now, and all they need to do is call the plays they've been calling, but mix it up with the characters, and no one can stop them at running.
Yeah, I mean, last week the Chiefs is a juggernaut, so I don't blame the 49ers for losing that game. Let's see how they do this week. Now that McCaffrey's had a week to get into the playbook,
Well,
he's going to be the starter.
they have to call the right plays for him to look right.
Well, now I'm gonna give the coaches a chance.
Everybody tries to point Garoppolo out as the heel of the team,
Right?
But Garoppolo has his strong points, and facilitating is a strong point on Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Now, if the team goes out there and they facilitate the ball with the run, they can always have a loaded one in the chamber for the play action to get that ball all the way down the field, because Garoppolo does have an arm. He can launch that ball.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, the Niners are enigma. We'll have to wait and see how it's all going to play out once, like I said, McCaffrey now knows the playbook. He's going to be the starter. You still got other running backs coming in. They got Deebo Samuel, of course, who's almost like a third running back.
Yes, but they can mix it up and have some of those wide receivers also do run plays out of the backfield.
Absolutely.
But when I went there and watched us play them a year ago, when I saw these crossing patterns that they do that throw the defense off, or the defense is completely discombobulated, and the 49ers in the postseason. See, right now we're playing free football.
Right.
So everybody plays free football differently. But when we get to the postseason, when we get to the nitty-gritty, it turns into chess.
Yeah.
And playing the style of ball that the 49ers play, they can play smash mouth football and just march. Control the clock is key for them. And keeping that running game and that play action locked in the barrel, ready to shoot. That's the team you got to watch out in the playoffs.
Well, I think, like I said, they definitely look like could be the favorite now in the West. I mean, I thought the Rams were going to be, but as I mentioned earlier, Matthew Stafford came home to be the quarterback I knew he would be. So I almost got to say the Niners probably now are the favorite over the Rams in that division.
Wow.
I mean, that's my argument right now. So ready to get into these picks?
I'm ready to get into these picks, Steve.
All right. Well, we got the first one.
Week 8.
This is the first trap game.
Drum roll.
Ravens at the Bucks. Now, on paper, you would think the Ravens are a lock. Now, here's the trap. Tom Brady, you have to go back almost 17 years before he's lost 3 games in a row.
17, Steve? 17?
17 years. So I'm taking the Bucks. History stands on the side. I like the Ravens. I'm always a fan of the Ravens. I think losing J.K. Dobbins is going to hurt them, even though Edwards did come in and have a strong game next week.
Right.
I think they're going to load the box up a little more this week. Kind of.
I was able to get him off the waiver wire for some reason.
Ain't that crazy? Yeah. Well, I mean, no one trusted the Ravens run game, and they thought Dobbins was going to be the man. So, I don't know, but I think this is going to be a Bucks win.
Hey, you can say what you want to say, and I understand history, and I understand all that. And history has proven itself. But what I do know about this year is history hasn't been standing up this year. This has been one of those coaches are not playing like it's the NFL. Like I said, they've been playing like it's Madden, Steve.
I agree, but let's be honest though. This is now Tom Brady in a spotlight game,
back against the wall.
Back against the wall, he's gonna come out fighting, and so
I'm still going with Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, okay.
I'm taking Lamar.
All right.
This is a primetime game. That young man is gonna run all over the Tampa Bay defense.
Okay, then. Well, we got a London game this week. But back to London. Now, why do they take I don't understand why not just do all the London games week after week? Why are you gonna take a week off, then go back to London again? Messing up our sleep patterns. I mean, football fans need to know.
You know what? I'll be honest. I missed that London game You know, the only time I really saw when Carolina went to London, I went to London to go watch the game, and that was an experience.
Yes,
but watching football in London is crazy because it's in the wee hours of the night,
right? And it's a different type of fan base.
And if you like me, I was out there for a couple of days already.
Yeah,
I've never been able to understand how can they even have fans out there when you're doggone falling asleep when the games are coming on.
Yeah,
it's 12:01 in the morning, Steve.
I know, but that's the question. That's going to be the big argument is with the football, because Goodell's talking about maybe having 4 teams in Europe at some point, and maybe having their own little separate division.
Europe wants its own
football,
team.
so we're gonna have to wait and see. But we do have a London game this week. We got the Broncos and the Jags.
Ooh, I'm taking the Jags because we haven't. Is that guy's really name Russell Wilson?
Well, Russell Wilson's hurt. Is he back this week?
Even if he wasn't hurt, that man's been in the pocket and he ain't looked himself. That's what you try to blame Tom Brady. I believe it's the way the moon's setting in the sky because Russell, Tom, Aaron Rodgers. Is it?
It's
a coincidence?
Well,
it's a coincidence, or has the clock moved on?
I think maybe it's the changing of the guard. I think it's time now the NFL moves. Just like before when Peyton Manning retired. You had that generation of quarterbacks to go.
That last year Peyton Manning played, he wasn't Peyton Manning of old.
No.
That ball wasn't getting distributed right. If it wasn't for us having Ron on our team, we would have won that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we lost that Super Bowl due to bad coaching. But you know what? Cali Cat Pack Roaring Riot, holla at your boy. Hit me in the DMs or hit me and just let me know what's going on. We're going to show up to one of the games, so we're going to do a watch party. Okay. Especially as this beer gets long, as we start stringing these wins out, because Steve don't get it. But y'all get it. Y'all get it. So who you taking, Steve? Broncos or Jags?
Oh, Jags, of course.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Unanimous.
Bears at the Cowboys.
No, don't skip it. Don't skip it. No, Carolina is going to Atlanta first.
I'm talking about meaningful games.
There you go. Always. We're not even down this week, and you still kicking us. Oh, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I don't have a dog in the fight.
Is Baker Mayfield quarterback?
That's why we gonna win.
Okay. Also, so what's that? So you jumped off the Baker Mayfield wagon too?
I didn't jump off the wagon. What I'm saying is, when you got somebody with the hot hand, you don't have something that's working right and change it. If it ain't broke, what are you supposed to do, Steve?
I'm taking the Falcons.
If it ain't broke, what, Steve?
It's called tank. We already established what the Panthers are doing. So like last week, the Bucs are just, like I said, so out of control. Who knows what's going on with them? But this week, the Falcons, who actually have been playing above themselves, are going to get another win this week.
Okay. I hear what you said, Steve.
So
I will admit, no Christian McCaffrey, but without Christian McCaffrey, what's been able to happen is PJ. He's been out there distributing the ball to people who normally wouldn't get the ball. The playbook has opened up. We're trying to find our next new star. We have DJ Moore. Everybody in fantasy, I know you had a big treat because he had a big game, but he's going to have another big game.
Will DJ Moore make it through the season with the Panthers?
Do you
think he's going to be the next to go?
That's up for the head office. What personally, I would let DJ go and get the draft picks for him.
Yeah.
So we can stack our team.
There's a couple teams that need a wide receiver. So
since you put it out there, what I would do, we got 2 number 2s, 1 3 because we gave away our 3. We got the 49 3, and we got 2 number 4s. I will go out there and with our number 1 pick, get the quarterback. Number 2 picks, I will go grab the 2 best wide receivers in the draft. Number 3 pick, I would grab a defensive end or a linebacker.
Okay.
And we're good after that. Well, our defense is stacked. All we need is the offense to wake up and a real QB at the head, and we'll be fine. But see, Steve, you keep getting me caught up with all this emotion. I'm sorry, folks. Let's get back to
I'm
these
sorry.
picks.
I thought this was the blow the whistle, not the Panthers.
Hey, but Cali Cat Pack Roaring Riot, Panther Nation, I do have the Cali Cat Pack report coming out, and it will be specially for you guys, but we'll do that at another date, another time.
Yeah, please.
But you guys look out for it. Hit me, and I'll let you know what's going on with it.
Let's get to the Bears Cowboys, shall we?
Okay, Chicago goes in there to Dallas to play the Cowboys.
Yeah, like I said, I think the Cowboys now got a little roll going. The Bears did look
now you're on
real
bandwagon?
Good. Well, no, I'm not on the Cowboy bandwagon. To me, they got to do it in the playoffs before I get any confidence in them. But I do feel they got enough to win this week at home.
Well, I don't know what Bear team we're going to get. It's been looking pretty funny out there, but guess what? I'm going to take the Cowboys.
All right.
I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm going to take them beating them by 10.
Okay, I can live with that. Steelers, Eagles.
Steelers, Eagles.
This is another trap game.
There ain't no trap game. The Eagles going to do what they going to do. They going to fly. Fly, Eagles, fly. Now, Pickett, I take my hat off to you, Pickett, because you've been looking good. I told Carolina to go get Pickett.
You did.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah, you did.
We passed on Pickett.
Yep.
But it is what it is. They told me to calm down. They said, look, next year it'll be a way better QB class coming out. Way better than this year. And let's not forget, we have a young guy on the bench that got hurt in preseason. He's gonna turn out to be nice. Let him sit there and simmer. Let him sit there and simmer where we can develop him the correct way.
Yeah. Well, whenever you get these Battle of State games, Battle of Pennsylvania, it's going to be competitive. So I think the Eagles are going to win too.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be a closer game than people respect.
Oh, okay. Make it make sense, Steve. What about Miami going in there to Detroit to play the Lions?
Trap game. The Lions have looked like garbage the last couple of weeks.
And they're going to look like
well, I think
the Lions again this week. The Lions, don't get me wrong.
Dolphins?
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Lions.
Well, you take the Lions because the Lions, they're some scrappers. I can tell you that much. They're scrappers.
And this week, Dan Campbell got the vote of confidence from the owner. So you know what that means. He's going to be fired within 3 weeks. But he will win this week.
Hey, I'm going to say Mozart is going to have over 140 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game.
Okay.
And Tua's going to look like he's back and never been hurt before.
All right. Well, Lions got a little player on defense that Hutchinson's been playing strong for them. He's been getting to the quarterback. So
you can say.
Yeah. And
it sounds good. It sounds good.
Okay.
Cardinals going down there to play the Vikings. Your boy Kirk Cousins is going to be at the trigger. What you say?
See, this is another one. I think the Cardinals.
You gonna say trap game again?
Another trap game. I mean, I think the Cardinals are going to go up to Minnesota and find a way to win.
You know what? I believe a lot of people are thinking that because of how the games have been played. They look at the game like, all right, that person's supposed to win, so I'm gonna pick this person because that's how it's been playing out.
Well, I think the Cardinals last week though, they found something on offense against the Saints, putting up 42 points.
What you mean they found something? DeAndre Hopkins is back, Steve.
Well, and there you go.
He's back.
So then there you go. That's why I'm taking the Cardinals to win over the Vikings. I think the pieces are coming into play. You know, I'm still not sold on Robbie Anderson, but I mean, I figure he got to do something. I mean, Hopkins is going to be double teamed, so you figure Anderson should get a couple catches.
I'm gonna say the Vikings will be the Vikings, and Kirk Cousins. Since this is not going to be
it's not
going to be a major game, that he'll have a stand-up game, and Kirk Cousins Cook is going to have Cook will have 200 yards in this game.
Okay, all right. So you got the Vikings, I got the Cardinals.
Yes, sir.
All right, Raiders at the Saints.
Woo! You don't get no tells from me. You saw the Raiders show up last week, buddy.
Well, we got another quarterback controversy. The Saints already announced that even though Jameis Winston is healthy, Andy Dalton will be the starter this week.
Lost your job, buddy.
Yeah,
your job.
Just when I thought I was going to take the Saints, they had to make that announcement. So, knowing that, I got to take the Raiders.
I was taking the Raiders from jump. The Raiders are getting their second win, and they're going to start stringing wins out right now. Yeah. This is time of the season. They're going to string wins out.
Okay. All right.
Patriots march down there to New York, big city of dreams.
God. I mean, the Patriots have owned the Jets for so many years. I think it's a mental thing.
Jets. J-E-T.
Yeah. I would take the Jets, but God, Belichick has owned the Jets for so many years. I think
owned them for so many years.
I think
it's a bunch of animosity built up. The Jets finally got a little bit of swagger, and the Patriots are still dealing with quarterback issues. The one quarterback is like, I'm doing good enough, coach. Why you keep taking me out? And the other coach is like, you told me I was the starter. What are you going to do? Problems over in New England. Taking the Jets.
Okay. I'm taking the Patriots.
Hey, take them.
History speaks.
Take them.
All right.
Tennessee goes to Houston.
The Texans seem to always be staying in these games all year long. So I think this is the week that Tennessee finally steps it up. I got the Titans to win.
Finally steps it up. They won last week.
They won, but like I said, they should be 5-1 now.
I'm taking Tennessee also. Okay. And please, people, like, subscribe, and share. We only gonna get better. We only moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Hey, we got things planned for y'all. And don't forget, those people who want to be in this contest, you new people who tuned in, thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna put the link up before we go off. If you sign up for officefootballpool.com. I'm gonna show the link. You subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you qualify to win the $50 gift card if you can beat me and him in the next 2 weeks. Whoever has the most wins, and each week we're gonna post it and show you who's ahead.
I'm giving you guys a lot of chances. I'm giving you guys some good picks, so pay attention to my picks. Ignore his picks.
Ignore my picks. The person who beat everybody this week, mind you, right? I beat you this week, right?
Beat me this week.
So ignore me though.
So it's gonna be time for you to go back down. So Giants Seahawks.
Giants Seahawks.
Two teams playing above themselves all year. I've got to go with the Seahawks just because they're at home. That's the only reason I'm taking the Seahawks.
You know what?
It's that cross-country game. Never does well for.
I hear what you're saying. But what is his name? Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones?
He's been playing.
With Saquon?
He's been playing.
With these I want to call them no name wide receivers. But what I will say, they making names for themselves.
Did you see Kenneth Walker III?
Yeah,
last week.
Yeah, I did.
So
and Geno, Geno has been showing out.
So,
but this thing with New York, it's a reason why they say New York. Okay. They say them twice.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Giants again, just like I took the Jets. I think New York is just standing tall. They standing tall.
Okay, well, we got a lot of separate picks this week.
I think New York.
We're gonna see who's coming out on top.
Taking the Giants.
Well, we got Commanders at the Colts.
Woo! Yeah, I'm taking the Commanders.
This is a Carson Wentz game. But Carson Wentz is not playing.
I'm taking the Commanders.
I'm taking the Commanders too.
Commanders.
I don't know who Sam Erlinger is.
Are y'all gonna wear them tight black uniforms?
I hope so. I mean, that's the only thing that looks good for that organization.
You know what? Them uniforms is nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing they've done right is the uniform. Everything else is.
The game that I'm calling the big game, The 49ers come to LA to play the Rams. And this is the trap game.
Yeah.
The only trap game I'm going to point out, the trap game. He called a lot of games trap games. I think those games are easy games that, he just picked the wrong people. But this game right here is the trap game because the 49ers should win this game.
So what's the trap then?
The Rams are going to win. Ooh, Matthew Stafford's going to stand up. This will be the week. Cooper Kupp will have 2 touchdowns, and so will Robinson on the other side.
All right, guys. Now, if you guys want to lose this week, take the Rams. If you want to win, go with the Niners. Niners got something to prove.
They do have something to prove. I told you the 49ers should win this game, but it's one of those trap games because it just looks like they're going to run over them. Matthew Stafford, this is the week he stands up. I'm telling you. Hey, it is what it is.
Now,
I said what I said.
You said it. The real trap game, Packers at the Bills. Now, a trap game is when a team that going to the season, this would have been a elite game.
Wow.
But Aaron Rodgers, who has alienated his whole organization, took the money.
I got to blow the whistle on that one. I had to blow the whistle on that. You know why I had to blow the whistle on that? Steve just sat up here and said that the Buffalo Bills will lose to Aaron Rodgers it's just Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. There's nobody else.
I'm telling you.
They disrespected all their wide receivers.
I know. And that's the reason why I'm taking the Packers to win. It's just going to be one of them weeks where, for whatever reason, all the guys are going to come out from the sky and say, Aaron Rodgers, go back to being the 2009 Aaron Rodgers.
Steve,
it's going to be, I'm telling you.
Do you have a fever?
Maybe I do, but I'm just, listen, and I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan.
I hope that you're gonna pull your wallet out after the show, and put a little wager on your picks this week.
One thing about Aaron Rodgers, he loves playing that little crybaby role. So now he's loving this. Oh, I'm the underdog. Nobody's picking me to win. Wham, 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 wham. I'm telling you, that's when Aaron Rodgers is at his best. When he feels like, oh, people aren't protecting me. They think I'm sorry. He's gonna come out and play.
I can't wait till we come on next week.
I hope I'm wrong. This week, I want the Bills to win, but I just have a bad feeling.
Steve, now everybody you just lost everybody right there. You pick Aaron Rodgers and you say you want the Bills to win. I want the
Bills to win, but I'm telling you, Packers going to find a way to play like they're going to. You'll see. We'll see next week.
Listen to Steve if you want to. I'm taking the Bills.
Okay.
Josh Allen himself is going to run this ball in.
All right, then.
I'm going to let you know that. I'm just going to let you know that, Steve. Last game, last but not least, Monday night, which has been
the Battle of Ohio. Bengals at the Browns.
It's going to be the orange game, huh?
It's going to be the orange game, orange and black. That's why they did Halloween night, orange and black, both teams.
So that the Bengals play the wannabe Bengals that just lost their stripes.
Well,
it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game. Yeah, like I said, whenever you have an in-state game, it's always going to be a good quality game because both teams know they got to stand up for the state. So, I don't know. I think the Bengals are just starting to get together. The rumors that there's some dissension in the Browns locker room.
Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Kareem Hunt, I think now is finally on the trading block. I'm going to take the Bengals.
But I was going Cincinnati and Cleveland. They're not the same place.
Battle of Ohio.
One's in Cincinnati, one's in Cleveland.
Yeah. Okay. He's just trying to throw jokes at us. He knows the Battle of Ohio.
But Steve, neither one of them are claiming Ohio.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I understand where they're at, but I'm just saying that you don't never see it. Hey, I'm just messing with you, man.
I know he's messing with me. He knows this game means a lot to people in the state of Ohio. He's saying this because he's from Wisconsin, so they got a little rivalry thing going there.
Well, what I will say is, who you taking?
I told you, I'm taking the Bengals. I got question marks on the Browns locker room. I think there's a lot of people who are like questioning still starting Brissett.
I like the Browns running game, but I'm gonna stick with Joe Burrows also and Jamar Chase. I'm gonna stick with them. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah.
So we'll be unanimous on that.
All right.
I'll take you on that. Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right, guys. Remember, I gave you guys the pick, so
I gave you guys the picks that you should take. You can take Steve's picks if you want to. Hey, Steve, when he shows up on set, he'll be out there.
Remember, I told you guys the Commanders would win last week, and if you would have listened to Packet,
Steve,
you would have been.
Steve. See,
yeah.
I love this. I love that you pointed that out. Everybody who's in the contest, go look at the resume for itself. He had one right over me.
Yeah,
I got all of them right over him.
Okay, all right.
I just wanted to point that out.
Point it out this week, and like I said, there will be a change next week at the top. That's my prediction.
Okay. We will see. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. And like I told you, let me go ahead and put this
put it up one more time. Let the people know.
There you go.
OfficeFootballPool.com.
OfficeFootballPool.com. Go ahead. Sign up. There's the link right there. Screenshot it, take it, put that link up, and go sign up. If you can beat me and Steve,
I dare you.
And we're only giving away 2 gift cards. So the top 2. So, it can be 3 people up there. And we're going to go who has the most wins. And that first person and second person. We're only giving 2 away. We're giving 2 away at the end of the season, whoever can beat us. But as you go there and look, it doesn't look like nobody's going to be able to beat me.
Well, once again, you saw the picks. They speak for themselves.
Yeah, they speak for themselves. 7 o'clock Wednesday next week.
Yes, sir. Yes. And hopefully we'll have the phone lines open. Whoever that carrier is, can you guys please come in?
Yes, because I want to hear y'all feedback. I know y'all anxious to tell Steve about himself and tell him about his crazy picks.
I'm ready for all you guys to tell about the Panthers, that this guy picked the Panthers to go to the Super Bowl. You think I forgot?
Steve,
you think I forgot that you picked the Carolina Panthers to win the Super Bowl this year?
Steve, stop it. Everybody knows. I just said at the beginning of the show I picked Buffalo Bills. Everybody knows I picked Buffalo to win this whole thing.
Who's you picked to win the NFC South?
Carolina.
Okay, then.
They still gonna win the NFC South, Steve. We undefeated in their division. You do realize that, guys, right?
Can we quote this? So he's on quote to say he's picking the Panthers to win the NFC South.
Yes.
All right, guys. You guys.
That has nothing to do with the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship, but they can get hot. I'm not counting them out.
Okay.
I'm not counting them out, Steve.
I guess you're not paying attention.
We are not Washington, Steve. I know you having flashbacks to Washington.
Mm-hmm. I know a good tank job when I see one, and this is a good old fashioned Joe Gibbs tank job.
Peace out, people. Carolina. You guys have a good one. Steve will go on and go on and go on, but hey, that's the link. Hit us up. Subscribe to the channel to authenticate your subscription.
All right, guys. Enjoy the games this week.
Peace.